Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a rating your one-man Doom stack. Playing as the Deceivers, we've got Kairos Fate Weaver with the most amount of barrier I've ever seen anyone be able to achieve on a single character by a huge margin. So 10,772, that's just barrier. Not to mention the hit points that he's got there as well. And obviously he's got the Nemesis Crown, which is kind of needed to get this amount because you need the hit points plus 30%, since that does provide an augment to your barrier. But yeah, playing as the Deceivers is actually better than playing as the Oracles of Tzeentch, because the Deceivers have some various global bonuses that only they can get to increase barrier. If you have a look at some of the items that we've got the Scintillating Shield, so there's extra 1,000 barrier, rather than something like the Armor of Destiny, which provides more physical resistance and ward save. We've got the Chainsword here, which I think is primarily for Unbreakable. Now I think only the Deceivers is able to get the Chainsword, the Oracles of Tzeentch are not. We've got Obsidian Lodestone, again, barrier. The other Trickster Shard, barrier. And then Alchemical Notes for 30% extra barrier for the entire army. So none of this is focusing on ward save whatsoever. If we have a look at the actual resistance, we're at... Come on. Yeah, at 20% ward save, 65% physical resistance. So as long as you're going up against someone that's got no magical attacks, you've still got at least 85% physical resistance there. And then, of course, the additional missile resistance will be very useful against the Empire here. So going up against the Golden Order. We can Lightning Strike, but this is a rating Doom stack, so we don't need to do any of that. Let's jump in here and see how he performs. Oh yeah, what's the battle difficulty? Everything's maximum. Cool, let's do this. So, Kairos Fate Weaver, I think we've covered him as a one-man Doom stack before, or at least covered his Doom stacks, but like a really long time ago. Obviously, with the new additions to just the game, through various different patches, there's various items and abilities and traits that have shown up that can augment health and your barrier, and now it's culminated in this ridiculous fucking bird. Alright, so let's see what he can do. What spells did we get? Okay, Net of Amatox's a pretty good one. We've got, because, yeah, obviously to slow anyone down that's trying to catch you, because he's not a great melee fighter. Not that you need to worry too much about this in this situation. Fast Protection, Final Transmutation, Glittering Robe, Enfeebling Foe, and Tzeentch's Firestorm. Okay, interesting choices with the spells here. And I say interesting as in not very good. We got Life Leeching, so it would have been really good if he had a spell that was 2 Winds of Magic or less. That way you could basically use that to just generate unlimited Winds of Magic. Shouldn't be that big of a concern. We've got 148, that should be plenty. Plus, as you cast spells, you can use Arcane Surge. So we shouldn't really run out of Winds of Magic. But yeah, that's definitely not what he's got going on here. And plus, we've also got the Nemesis Crown. That can sort out a hell of a lot of stuff. But yeah, we're not primarily focusing on Mortis Engine effects here. He just needed that one for the extra health. And to take out single entities, Final Transmutation is probably the way to go. Just thinking, if you had the Burning Books of Khorne, that could have gotten you 100% spell intensity and also the ward save. And losing just a bit of the barrier, I guess it's not that big of a deal. But again, the main focus on this one was to just get ridiculous amounts of barrier. It'd also be interesting to see, yeah, so the recharge delay is usually, what, 30 seconds? So it's down to 17 seconds. So it'd be interesting to see how much punishment he can take before his barrier runs out, and then how quickly he can regenerate. So we don't need to worry about this because we're unbreakable. He's really quick, that's good. The Outriders with grenade launchers can't do anything, so nothing to worry about there. First thing I want to do is take out their single entities. Like Guilt. So he's got some barrier of his own, but I don't think he's going to be able to resist that. God, look at all these. That's right, Guilt has got a lot of spell resistance as well. Alright, let's just sit here and tank for a bit, and let's just see... Let's maybe drop it down, or allow it to drop down to 5,000 barrier, and then see how quickly it comes back. So normally I wouldn't go into melee with Kairos. but make an exception here. Well, it's taken them a long time just to drop that down. You've also got hidden in time. You need to get a little bit of distance away from them, pop this down, and you got 2 chances to like get some barrier back. Because yeah, it lasts for 73 seconds. That's way more than you need in order to get the recharge going. Plus, everyone underneath us is taking Mortis Engine effect. Well, they've gotten through a third of his barrier there. Spell resistance. I think we should be able to kill him because we've got 135% spell resistance. Sorry, spell intensity. Yeah, got it. Okay, now let's back off for a little bit. I'm not going to use this right now because you would use that if you're actually under any serious pressure. We will let them hit us. Plus, we've also got Oracle of Eternity, so that gives us extra ward save, but I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, barrier is definitely affected by all your other stats. So it doesn't take too long before it starts regenerating. And generates 47.9 BP every second. Yeah, because the barrier recharge rate isn't a percentage. Like the healing modifier, that's a percentage. But the barrier is just a flat number. So having more barrier doesn't necessarily increase the recharge rate. You can increase the recharge rate. You just have to have another stat to do that. So it doesn't recharge that quickly. But considering you can regenerate this an unlimited number of times in the battle, that's pretty good. Okay, I think we should get rid of that Luminarch. Could be a bit of a risk to land, so let's just focus on doing a bit of this. Where did Gelt go? Oh, there he is. Is he stalking? Yeah, he must have defeated Snitch at some point. So I had regenerated a fair bit of barrier, but I got hit by the Luminarch there. It was pretty good when they were just hitting the trees. So Gelt's got magical attacks there, so most of his damage is being inflicted, but he's not a great melee fighter either way. Right, this thing's also reducing our recharge rate. Now, if you're wondering why not overcast Final Transmutation, the cheaper the spell, the more efficient it is when it comes down to life leeching. Because you want to be casting loads of cheap spells rather than big spells. So you basically get a greater refund percentage of what you've spent. Because you always get 2.6 back. Oh, he landed. Yeah, sometimes that happens when you attack something that is flying and it falls down. Okay, so let's get our barrier back up again. I don't think they've got any more flying units. Alright, at least this one here is out of ammo now. So even if the mortars aren't going to do much damage to us, if they hit us, it's just going to stop the recharge. I think there's some items that you can get that will increase your recharge rate as well. But then again, you have to get rid of some of the items you've currently got equipped. But yeah, based on what I'm seeing here, I would probably have taken off the Obsidian Lodestone, like an extra 350 barrier. I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference. Although, of course, it's augmented by everything else. So I reckon if we took that off, it'd probably lower our barrier by, I don't know, probably 1,000. But it would be better to have the Talisman of Preservation. Because, yeah, it'd be good just to have that bit of extra resistance. Alright, I'm going to land here, and let's see how we go against them. Because we've got our barrier mostly restored, and they don't want to stand a fight. But we could use Gaze of Fate. Nah, no need. Oh, what the... Look at... Yeah, okay, so this happens. We've seen this happen loads of times. When the AI is like, just can't figure out what to do because you've only got one flying unit. Last time we saw this, I think it was that Malagor battle when we were up against Bretonia and Wood Elves simultaneously. They did this. The AI in Warhammer 3 is definitely more bustable than it is in Warhammer 2, especially against like one-man Doomstacks and that kind of stuff. The thing is, if you get into a big blob like that, it's hard to get out of it quickly. So I should probably land because of the Mortis Engine effect. Should be fine. Because we're maxed out our barrier, almost. Not a fan of most of the spells that is chosen here. Well, it is what it is. The Outriders with grenade launchers are probably doing more damage to their own troops than to us. Well, they're definitely doing no damage to us. Final Transmutation being pretty good at dealing with single entities. It's interesting how Balthazar Gelt is a way better metal wizard than Kairos Fate Weaver is a metal wizard. Because, like, Gelt can cast this at, what, 6 winds of magic? I gotta wonder, though, if this character's got Yuan Bo's defeat trait. I don't think he has. But that's okay, that just, you know, makes the spells cheaper. God, this is crazy fucking strong. I mean, we were in melee with Kairos Fate Weaver. It's a big fucking chicken. And they just can't even get through his barrier. Yeah, that Nemesis Crown is so good for one-man Doomstacks. I think some people said they get a bit sick of seeing Nemesis Crown in the one-man Doomstacks, but the thing is, we've already covered all one-man Doomstacks, really, that didn't have the Nemesis Crown, so it's kind of like, going forward, they really should all have it, because the negative effects of the Nemesis Crown, it's not like the Sword of Cain. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just like, all factions dislike you slightly. Well, or a lot. That's not a big deal. In most cases. It's not like global upkeep costs and public order problems that are caused like from the Sword of Cain. Also doesn't have the Sword of Cain on this character. Could have gotten the Sword of Cain because that would have also provided Unbreakable. Shame you can't get Gottrik's defeat trait anymore. I mean, it does make sense that Gotrek should be a legendary hero, but no other character can give you Unbreakable in a defeat trait. Alright, so overall we haven't really spent that much of our total winds of magic. So yeah, life leeching providing a lot of value there. Cool. I mean, I'm not in any danger. There's nothing... I don't even need to try particularly hard. Like, we haven't lost a single hit point yet. Doesn't have regen on him. We can regenerate with Life Bloom, though. Interesting that you didn't put a life spell in there. Like, Dwellers Below would have been good, if you want damage output. Crazy freaking strong. Okay, we're starting to run low on barrier. So then, yep, we just slip away. That's easy. No problem. I'm not even trying to stop their gunners. Let me just run off, pop that down, and you disappear. And then they'll obviously go around looking for us, but they won't find us. And that gives us plenty of time to regenerate that barrier. I wonder if they'll go back into a blob in the center again. It does seem like they do it in the very center of the map. If you have a look at it right here, this is supposed to be like the 0-0 point, as far as coordinates are concerned. Didn't fully restore my barrier. Yeah, the Hochland long rifles, they got long range. Yeah, that... actually, no, that's not the complete middle of the map. Actually not restoring my, my barrier, because the long-range artillery is constantly preventing us from getting our barrier back. Is there another Luminarch? Because something's doing a shitload of damage to us. Get all the way over here. Or is it the steam tanks doing the damage? No, there is another Luminarch. It's almost out of ammo, though. Okay, we've used up the Hidden in Time. Very useful for getting away. But that was lost to them. Getting Snitch's defeat trait is, I reckon, be pretty good for him. Of course, that makes that item totally useless. So this one here would probably... I'd have to get a calculator out. Just do it in my other tab over on my other monitor. Find out exactly how much Winds of Magic that gives back. So it's 0.15 multiplied by 15. So you take the duration, just add 1. So 0.15 multiplied by 15, and you get 2.25 Winds of Magic back. With each one of these. And there's the army losses. Cool. Army losses when the bounce power was still massively in their favor, but it was just because they've lost 85, I don't know, 70, what number is it again? 78% of their bounce power, that's it. And we've lost nothing. Because he didn't lose a single hit point in damage. This might be the first one-man Doom stack that we've ever used that didn't take a single hit point in damage. Not one. Like, you've had, like, super one-man Doom stacks like Malice Darkblade, because they've got 2 pools of regeneration, loads of ward save, but we never take no damage whatsoever. And other characters that have barrier, some one-man Dooms that have had barrier, they've always used up their barrier pretty early on. And then taken some hit point damage. But yeah, not a single time did we... I think the lowest point we got was about 1,000 barrier. So yeah, he's got the Wades with Gore trait, Throt the Unclean defeat trait, Draska's Power defeat trait, which that's a good way of getting extra ward save. So loads of things providing the extra hit points there. Because let's just say you had like 1,000 barrier, right? If you have a 10% increase to your hit points, that then turns your barrier from 1,000 to 1,100. So the percentage increase in hit points applies to the barrier as well. And then of course you've got the barrier focused increases, which Kairos gets absolutely heaps, and then all these extra bonuses because of the deceivers. Crazy fucking good. So yeah, if you it does require a lot of effort to do this, but if you did build this one chicken doom stack, I really don't think there's much that could even get you down 1 hit point. As in get through your barrier. Like, I'm just trying to think of what kind of army would you go up against. Like, Scarbrand wouldn't be able to catch you. Oh, actually, if he stood underneath you, he could use Rampage. Because, yeah, you need either a flying character or you need a missile character in order to get him to land. Or get him to take damage. I just can't think of anyone that would be able to do it. It's just super bloody strong. So yeah, I can't think of a single army or character that would either be able to catch him, or if they could catch him, would be able to do enough damage to drop him down that much. Yeah, that's crazy freaking strong. Literally invincible. Like, you'd have to actually try hard to lose with something like this. So yeah, if you have a look at the faction effects for the fucking hell, for the deceivers, so you get like barrier hit point plus 20%. You got ward save, all characters. So that all of that's coming in handy. So yeah, winds of magic cost reduction for all spells for all armies. Yeah, that's crazy. If we have a look, I don't think he's got you on Bo's defeat trait. Let me just see. No. Oh, no, he does have it. Okay. I would have expected the spells to be cheaper, because these here also reduce the Winds of Magic cost for those particular spells. Just seemed like the cost on what's it called, on these spells were a bit expensive. Yeah, 12. Because isn't the base cost on that like 17? And if you got 10% and 20% and then 25%, so it's like, what's that? Freaking, oh my god, maths in my head. So there's more than 50% reduced, so I just don't understand why that's not reduced further. I don't know. I'd have to have actually played the campaign and understand what the hell's going on with the Winds of Magic. It could also be something going on in the region. Like if we just back off, I wonder if we go into a different region. Like, they might have something that's actually increasing our Winds of Magic cost. So if I just go over here, just out of curiosity, and then have a look at it. No, it's still same cost. Because, yeah, I would have expected that to have been cheaper. Anyway, but yeah, this is basically 10 out of 10 in all areas. It's super easy. I don't even need to use spells. I could have just gone straight into melee. Could have possibly... Okay, so... Looking at that there, see how it was at 10,000 barrier, but now it's at 5,984? That's the barrier before the hit point augments, basically. The hit point augments, like the extra bonuses that's being provided. That comes into effect the moment you start a battle. So that's why there's a disparity there. But yeah, basically 10 out of 10 in all categories. Super freaking strong. It's kind of ridiculous that you could even make this. But the Deceivers is the sort of campaign that you just don't play for a challenge. You play it because you just want to... It's basically playing the game on cheat codes. That's... If you enjoy playing that with Zinch, then that's fine. I think it's good for one campaign. But I got bored of it really quickly with Zinch. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really enjoy Zinch that much. Despite Zinch being like the Chaos God I would align with most, but I find the Khorne campaign most interesting because I think the mechanics are, they actually lead you to actually try hard, whereas Zinch is like, you don't have to try hard, you just have to cheat. just keep on cheating like crazy. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.